All right, everybody, we just got our 5-watt attachment for our laser. So we have the 5-watt laser. It came in today. Here's the box it came in from Xtool. This is what the packaging looks like. We've already kind of opened this. I was not thinking about doing a video until I was already starting to put it together. I got a little excited and ahead of myself, but here's the box it came in. It came USPS for us, and I've already added the arm here. So this is separate. We had to put these 2 screws in. They already have the Loctite like everything else. This is the cable that you can hook up to the 80-watt. All right, and it'll hook up right here. Now, in most cases, some of the older, not as new lasers may just have a piece of tape there. Yours may just have a piece of tape. Mine has the rubber cover that actually covers the plug-in for that, so when it's not in use or if you take it off, you can cover that back up. So what we're going to do is, and we're going to finish putting this back together real quick here in just a second, but this bracket comes in the package. You get 4 of these screws. 2 are here, and I have 2 laying over here on my desk. And then this all comes pre-assembled. It has the attachments for it to actually slide in your guide rail, and it's pretty easy to put on there. So you also come with this. This is a gauge block that we are going to use to set the calibration. And then here's the other 2 screws. You're going to need some tape. I'm using the same tape I got when I got my P3. And this also came in the box. Almost threw it away. It was laying behind the phone. So make sure you pay attention and grab this out, because you're going to need this when you do the calibration. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and install the rest of the way here. And then I'll see if I can't set you guys down where you can see. Hopefully that's pretty good. Let's see here. Yeah, that should be pretty good. Show that. All right, so where we're attaching to, if you can see, it's right in here. You've got the 2 holes right there, so we're going to just slide this over and put it in there. What we can actually do is we can take this off, unscrew this here. It's probably going to fall down onto the bed there. All right, just make sure you have that secured. It seems like it doesn't want to come out, so hopefully that doesn't pop off later. So we'll go ahead and install this part, and then we'll slide that on and we'll reinstall that. All right, so I'm gonna go up in here, put these screws in real quick. Now, watch me fumble this thing all the way around. But in most cases, you want the laser turned off. I've already got it set in a pause state point. I will turn it off before I hook it up, but I needed the light. I don't have real good lighting in the room, so it's advised you turn the machine off. But we're not going to plug the actual 5-watt laser up until I turn it off, just so we don't mess anything up. All right, so we don't want to tighten that top one down all the way until we make sure we can get the other one aligned and put in there. I was pretty excited about getting this in. I've had a lot of questions. I actually have a customer coming in this evening to have some engraving done with this head. They're either going to drop the stuff off and I'll get it engraved this evening, or they'll hang out. But we've got all the stuff set up for them. So I was really excited to hear that this came in. Alright, so we got it on there pretty tight. Now, what we're going to do is, again, we're just going to push down on these clamps here on both sides, and we're going to put the bottom of these rubber wheels in the track, and then let it clamp and make sure it sits in there nice and snug. this out a little bit. Hopefully y'all can see pretty well. We're going to slide our laser over. And then, yeah, just get it seated in there. If you can see, we've got it seated in there, and then we're gonna try to reinsert this screw. All right, so I've got it pretty tight. It's not going anywhere. It feels pretty snug. Again, for the plug-in port, it may be covered with a piece of tape, or it may just have a rubber cover on it. So now I'm going to, you also have a rubber cover on the actual plug-in right here. So if you don't have one on the 80 watt head, then you can possibly keep this cover that comes with the 5 watt and cover that up when you unplug this or you're done with it. All right, so there we go. I think we're installed there. I don't mind having this cover because it's easy to keep up with, but it does seem like it could be in the way because it is pushing a little pressure down on that, but I guess we're gonna find out for sure here in just a second. Okay, and so now we have it all installed here. Make sure nothing's gonna be in the way. All right, so now I'm gonna push this back. Hopefully I didn't mess nothing up when I moved it earlier. And then turn the machine back on. Alright, looks like everything's good. Wait for the lights to come on. I'm gonna pull up Xtool right now. You also get this with it. I like to go through it and read it. At the time that I was, at the time I ordered this, nobody had one or a video up on how to install it. And so I just read through this real quick. And then I think one or two other people had it on there, so I kind of checked them out. Because there are different, there's the same P3, but I guess when they first came out, there's a few differences from when they first came out till I purchased. I purchased back during Thanksgiving. So just be aware, it's nothing major, just a few differences there. All right, but yeah, you've got all the instructions here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pull up Xtool. So right here. All right, so it already prompted me to calibrate and focus the infrared laser. So we're gonna get ready to do that. All right, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit start calibrate. Okay, so prepare the following items, calibration block. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're going to set this block, solid out. We're gonna get this in there, and we need to calibrate where the lift gate is. But before we do that, I think we need to raise the bed. All right, so I thought I was gonna have to do it manually, but we hit the calibration block, having it ready, because I have it right here. And now we need to hit the lift base plate. So the base plate's gonna come up. All right, and then we're gonna set this in here. All right, so right now it is not fitting in. We need it to go in between the base plate as well as the laser, the 5 watt module. All right, we've done that, and now we're gonna go next. So now we can adjust the base plate by clicking one of these two. So I need to go down because I can't fit the block in there. I'm gonna go down 0.5. I'm gonna hit it a few times there. if I'm not mistaken, you can adjust the distance. So let's go. You can't adjust over 5 millimeters or 0.5 millimeters, but you can go lower. So we'll just stick at that. Went down a couple of times. Oh, that seems like it's just about right. So I'm gonna go down one more time. I'm gonna slide that in there. Okay, so I have it slid in the center there, closer to the laser aperture right here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back here. I'm gonna go to 1.1 because I don't want to mess my stuff up. So I try not to. So we're gonna go one at a time. So I went up 4. That's pretty snug. We're probably gonna go up one more because it says that you want it snug but not easily movable. So we're gonna go up one more. I think we can go one more time. And that is not easily movable. It's kind of snug right there. So we're gonna go with that. All right, so it'll even say calibration block snug between the laser head and base plate. So we're gonna click, and we're gonna hit done. Oh, hey, we're done. All right, we got it. So then your base plate's gonna go down. Now we need to do the X and Y. So I'm gonna remove my block, put it back on the desk, and we're gonna follow these rules here. All right, so before using the 5-watt infrared module, we need to calibrate X and Y, is pretty much what it's saying. So we're gonna start calibration. What do we need? We need our coherence paper, our masking tape, and infrared laser module. The following materials are used in the current calibration. Materials are ready. Next. What we need to do is center the coherence paper on the base when using masking tape to secure the top and bottom edges of the coherence paper for stability. So we're going to place this right in the middle the best we can. If you look, you can see this right here. Sorry, my machine's a little dirty. I haven't cleaned it today. Well, actually in the last week. Not gonna lie, but right here is pretty center of the machine, and so we're gonna use this as a reference point, and then we're gonna stick it out. All right, and then once we do that, we'll close the lid. And for some reason, my stuff is already, looks like it's already trying to center up with the camera. Okay, so I'll do that. Here. But we have to take this down now. So hoping that our measurements are right. Take this right here. Don't know how super centered it needs to be, but I think we're pretty much on point. Alright. I want to double check our stuff here. Okay, yeah. I just wanted to double check, make sure that this is centered. Because it is, so the laser head's here and it's showing me a light right in here. It's off left corner. And I just wanted to make sure my measurements weren't messed up. So I'm going to go with what I've got because that is definitely not centered according to the base plate. Like I said, you can see, there you go. So it's not exactly centered, but all right. So now we're gonna go back over to the screen here. Now we need to close the lid. So we're gonna close. Take a look at what it's got here. All right, close the lid and then click process. All right, now we need to hit process calibration file. And it should draw a crosshair in the center of it. All right, so now click the arrow buttons to align the red light to the center of the cross and then click finish. All right, so now when we do that, okay, we're gonna align the crosshair that we drew. We're gonna put the red dot from the 80 watt module in the center, okay? All right, so move laser module. So what I've got here is my red dot is way down there, and we're way over here. We're right in there. So I'm going to use this. All right, so that is way too far left. We were at 50 millimeters distance. So we're gonna do something I like to call bracketing. We're gonna bring it back 50 millimeters, and then we're gonna drop this, or we're gonna go up 50 millimeters. Okay, then we're gonna drop down to 25. So right now I'm inputting into the keyboard 25. Now we're gonna bring it to the right and down. And then we're gonna go to 10. We're gonna go up and left. And we're gonna see it's real close, but we wanna get it really close. So we're gonna go to a 2 mil and see what happens. If I can get my keyboard to work, that'd be great. Now, let's see. Alright, so 2 mil was a little too much. Sorry for the glare. 2 mil was a little too much. We're going to go to 1. And actually, you can go by 0.5. So we're going to do 0.5. And it's almost there. Give it one more click. It's looking pretty darn close, and I think I like it. So we're gonna stick with that. So now, come back over here. Current calibration value. So if we move that, that should change. We'll go on, yep, see how that changes? So if you need to, you can kind of copy this down on a piece of paper is what I would do. And then that way you've got it for later just in case. Right, so you can manually set it up. I'm not real sure. I'm new to the lasers, but right now I'm double checking to make sure we're still aligned. But I would assume that somehow you can manually do that. So now we're hitting the red light is aligned with the center of the processing cross, and then we're gonna click done. And it says we're done. All right, click down here, got it. And then we're gonna add some stuff in here, so I will do another video. We're gonna add some material in here and try to engrave it and see what and how it works. All right. So we actually ran a few test runs before running this last one. We had an order we had to fill. This is the last one we're running for this evening. So just so y'all know, that screw right there, let's see if I can zoom in, that one, the shiny one, it needs to be really tight because we had a few problems. So you can see here, that it was kind of etched out. It did this, so I figured, because I didn't have it clamped down, so I thought, well, maybe the part was moving. So then I clamped it down and I got this result, and I thought, okay, it was good. So then we went to run another test, and we got these, and it was good. But I stacked 3 up to start processing or batching out this order. And thank goodness I buy, you know, I always buy a few spares when I do an order, because the first order, or when I went to run the first 3 of the order, this happened, and this as well. So I was kind of confused, and I thought, well, maybe something's loose, and it just so happened to be that screw right there. I didn't put a whole lot of torque on it, but I did put enough on there to make sure it was tight, and that's what solved the problem. So right now, here's the product, and we're gonna bring that down here. I'm gonna go ahead and measure. Oh, I got you zoomed in. I always like to measure when I'm doing these small things. I'd bring the deck up, and then once it gets raised, pull the parts out, because I've already done quite a few of the parts right here, and it's just easier for me to move around. But here is the final product. So yeah, after running through those, sorry I didn't take a video. Was definitely trying to get this order completed before tomorrow morning. But after that, I will run some more material and get some videos for you guys. All right, so that is the 5-watt IR laser. We've got it hooked up. It's working great now after just a few issues, and hopefully we can get our metal graving on some other stuff. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna stop rambling. Y'all have a great night.